Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Crypto talk with Thomas G.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including E.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including got me on Navex and bought me some Joe. Farming go crazy, you know how it goes. Zuby on Phantom, I got a few notes. Sticking my Rex, you know I'm gon' hold. Getting these calls from the dog pound. Buy my dot for the next round. Now I'm coming up off the compound. Got my drip off the rebound. Getting these calls from the dog pound. Buy my dot for the next round. Now I'm coming up off the compound. Got my drip off the rebound. Crypto talk with Thomas G.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including E.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including E.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including E.
Woo! All right. Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday to everybody out there in the crypto space. Welcome to R2R Live, episode number 125. We finally made it. Episode 125. I say that for like every episode. We finally made it. But still, it's a lot of live streams. It's a lot of content. It's a lot of cryptocurrency platforms. It's a lot of topics. Man, I must really love to talk. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube and you're not following me on good old YouTube, you need to subscribe, pound a like button, drop a comment, and post notifications. Now, if you're over on Twitter, now known as X, aka the freedom of speech platform, all right? You need to go over there and follow me too. Get all your hashtags because we're going to talk about Sonic today. I know we've been talking a lot about Pulse Chain. We mixed it up, right? Pulse Chain, PDI, there's a whole lot going on. So if you got some Pulse Chain like PTSD going on because of what's been going on with the chain, if you are a Pulse Chain refugee and you're looking for a good blockchain to spread out or just completely leave, Sonic is a good place. We've landed our ships recently, and everyone just wants to print and make money. Everyone wants to print and make money. So remember, before we get to how we're going to get there on this journey on Sonic blockchain, I'm not a financial advisor. We're damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency, guys. You can't let a silly old influencer like myself or anyone out there on any social media platform to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency. You can lose it all. All right? And don't forget, head over to my.soniclabs.com/points, code 9DEA21. All right? Why does he gotta have DEA in there? Why does he gotta have DEA? But don't forget, visit there where you can track your Sonic points. And I looked at them over the weekend. I got depressed. I'm like, they rugged me of my points. They rugged me of my Sonic blockchain points for the airdrop. But it looks like points now display 1,000x smaller for a cleaner look. But points are still worth exactly the same. What that value is, I don't know. Maybe it's $1 per point. I saw some people saying that on Twitter. I hope that'd be kind of cool, right? Is it a penny a point? I don't know. I can only speculate. I'm not 100% sure, but they're worth the same. Just a little bit of a mind twist when you look at it now. So that's that. We're going to talk about where we can print soon here and how it ties up with a hey, listen, if you guys were watching last week, the members only, remember for $2.99 a month, the price of a coffee, right? You can join me on members only. We will have a members only stream tomorrow. We're just mixing it up to see where the days are. We switched from nights to mornings. Now we're seeing what days are best, okay? But last week, I said it. I said, hey, we have a platform coming up, right? Not only, give me 1 second here. Hold on. It's spring break Kids are home and they're fighting over the tablet. I mean, I can't help you there. You all got a tablet. Anyways, I was talking to the members last week and I was like, bro, we have not only Herms coming up, some call it Hermes. They're under a audit for 2,500 custom lines of code right now. They're barely getting to the audit phase. So like that is not going to be anything too soon, but it's soon, right? And it was going to utilize Burn X. So you have that reason to buy a Burn X. I talked about that weeks ago. But now you got Medieval. Now you can get Medieval on that ass with that Burn X. All right. And this token, because people are aware that it's going to have a utility, the utility is you're going to be able to print with it. You're going to be able to use the Burn X token. So just look at the chart here on how it just did a smooth recovery, right? And you got to understand the market conditions across the board in crypto have given us opportunity across the board by a lot of dips, right? So you know, if you're feeling that shit of what it could have, but you did it here, listen, the Medieval's not even launched yet. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. So that's why there was a lot of price appreciation because people finding out. Let's look at the chat real quick. Yo, what up, my boy? R2R Mad Games pumping oil. Yeah, we'll cover that today. Sonic's popping, bro. There's a lot of good vibes, a lot of high APRs, and you can earn airdrop points. And you're gonna have opportunities like Medieval to print hard. Okay, be there early, be there, be square. Not financial advice. What up, Adrian Kent? Let's go. Gang, will it be long? Yeah. Nice to have you here. Yo, where the money at? Guess who? You're the guess. You don't have to guess anymore where it's going to be soon. Reprinted Beast. Shout out to Beast and OG Web Shop. So, hey guys, we're going to take a look at the docs here. In the link in the description, though, on YouTube, right? And I can put it here in chat. You're going to want to follow social medias here for Medieval Finance, right? This is going to direct you to Telegram, the website that's going to be, launching out soon and all that. Follow them for all the updates. I'm putting that in the chat here. You're going to want to know. You're going to want to know when it launches. You're going to want to know if there's a timer. You're going to want to know where to be and ask your questions. Telegram and on X, right? Get all of those boxes check marked and just get ready for the fireworks. So how did I get my members ready for the fireworks and people in my group? Well, get your Burn X ready. And we're going to talk about why we got the Burn X and why we're ready to go. And how we can use this token now as a utility to print money. All right. So we're going to go over, let's see here, Medieval Finance, right? Welcome, noble warriors and knights. All right. We are the reimagining the OG Tune Finance with small tweaks and enhancements geared towards better sustainability, improved yield, enhancing utilization. So you got to think Tune Finance, man, has been some crazy printers, right? Especially when you're day one, right? Day one Genesis. I think if you've been down that road, like, hey, the Genesis is where you want to be. So the Burn X, we have the Genesis for Medieval Finance to go out there and print. And then following, right, to even give you a better reason not to get rid of your Burn X after you print, and maybe even accumulate more will be when Herms comes out as well. Let's see. Cheap minted out with 2 million Sonic. Who's Sheep? I don't know who Sheep is. Gonna have to elaborate on that. So we have the overview here. We're going to be talking about Shield Token. So Shield Token is going to be a very important part of the platform to start off. You're going to want to know these tokens and what they are and what they do if you never have done a tune fork before, right? So Shield Token serves as the foundational stability of the Medieval protocol. Primary objective is to maintain a stable peg to SCUSD, right? So you're familiar with SCUSD if you've been watching my Sonic videos, and we've been talking about the Rings protocol, right? giving the highest yields on Sonic blockchain while utilizing Sonic's native assets. So the protocol dynamically adjusts the supply of Shield based on market conditions, supply, demand, and sentiment. Keeps the price healthy, in line with SCUSD, while rewarding users and participants. So the protocol is going to utilize two token models, right? That's going to be Shield and Medieval shares. Keeps it simple, right? Now we are big supporters of SwapX and have strategically crafted Shield to enhance its utility within the Sonic ecosystem. My favorite exchange. Shout out to Sonic. And if you're not familiar with Sonic, you can now earn your Sapphire gems, right? Remember they're a Sonic Boom winner? Come to the earn section. Remember that juicy APR I was talking about in this neck of the woods? It's all here. And you'll know where you can earn gems too, because they'll have a little gems logo. So here's one of the pools with like wrap stake SCUSD. SCUSD, you'll see the gems right here on like the stable tokens of the ecosystem. So I always have a link in the description too as well for SwapX. So go there. You're gonna have to go there. You know, that's where everything's gonna be going down as far as farms, tokens, whatever you need, they got it. All right. Let's go look at the introduction. You know, I obviously don't want to read like verbatim everything, but we're going to pick and choose, you know, what we're going to get from the system and how we can print, right? So medieval finance, it's going to be optimizing yield on Sonic. We know that. SwapX, they went with SwapX because obviously it's banging, bro. That's the chain. That's the exchange of choice. There's other competitors out there like Shadow and all those, but there's reasons why you want to partner with SwapX, right? They got it going on. So they're going to utilize the next gen yield generating strategies. They're going to be using V4. So some of you guys are not familiar with V4 technology because you've been elsewhere, but that exists here on Sonic, right? So they're going to be using the V4 technology, and it's going to be utilizing Rings protocol, SwapX, ICH iVaults, and this is going to help them bring the strongest foundation ever seen in an algorithm stable coin protocol. They got a lot of support here, like. It's like the founding fathers of the chain. When they have Rings protocol, you got SwapX. Like SwapX is going to be the number one. That's the one I'm going to support. And they're onboarding even other partnerships and platforms I'm using on Sonic. Like they have so much going on. So there's a lot of support there as far as big partnerships. This isn't just one of your like tune forks that launches and it's like, hey, let's print Genesis. Like, now this has a strong foundation of a place where, we can use this technology to print money. So why peg to SCUSD? They'll give you that story there, on why they'd want to peg to that. I think it's important to read these things, but as I go through all these things, I want to make sure I make it short sweet. So we're going to talk about the inception here, right? And this is where the bootstrapping happens with Shield. To just kind of kickstart the ecosystem. Again, if you're new to Tune Forks, the bootstrapping and the Genesis phase is where all the magic happens, right? So every warrior is going to need an epic inception story, right? Well, buckle up. This is ours, the Medieval Finance Inception event. We forged Medieval Finance from the ashes as a protocol built for the long haul. It'll kick off a clear vision, ditch the baggage, crank up the staking, create utility and use cases, and let Knight and Shield warriors run the show. Right? So the initial distribution of Shield token, guys, right, to kickstart and bootstrap the initial supply of Shield, it's going to run for 7 days. The origin event, right? This will begin at TBA. So from what I understand, it's coming possibly by the end of this week. That's why you have, so people start really busting up the content and talking more about that this launch is coming up. You're going to have time to get your BurnX and everything in here, right? So the total Shield distributed is 525,000 tokens, which comes out to about 75,000 per day. So if there's a distribution of 75,000 tokens per day, if you're wondering, well, we all have to share that. Well, the person that gets the lion's share of that distribution is the person who goes the hardest, right? Between the person at the top and the bottom, if you have the lowest amount invested in going into this platform, during this phase, you're going to get the lowest amount for the person at the top, or if you're in the middle. So anywhere in between where you want to be, the choice is, up to you as far as the capital that you want to go to get in. So this is a list of assets, guys, that's going to be featured in their inception event the first 7 days, and the emissions per day that you're going to get, right? So technically, if you want to get more bang for your buck, right, you want to get more emissions per day, you're going to see what's at the top of the food chain and the deposit fee. So some people might look at this as like, okay, what would be the smarter play? What has the highest risk? Where's your risk tolerance? Are you looking to just print as many, emission tokens per day, or go through the system and utilize tokens you already have and do the safest bet? That's really all up to you, but it's all on the table here, right? So like the Shield class SCUSD option, emissions per day is 15,000, but there's a 0% deposit fee on that option, right? So people will going to be like, okay, let me do that. Or you can go with SCUSD, right? Which if you don't know what to do, how to get your US or SCUSD, I've made content about it. But just so you know, like if you're at SwapX, those who's itching, it's here. You just click the link, learn more, and you end up here. You basically can deposit USDC and turn it into SCUSD, right? So that's one of your options as far as the tokens, right? And then here's your burn X. 10,000 emission per day, 1% deposit fee. So you pick what you want. The lowest emissions per day, like I said, would be TYSG. Second to lowest is goggles. So I'm here already. I'm going, well, shoot. I'm going to gun for this. I have a bag of this as well, SCUSD. I got my burn X and my swap X. So instead of letting these just sit in a wallet, not earning anything, I'm going to go in here and during the Genesis phase and print my emissions that I can earn per day based off the amount of tokens that go in. So it really comes down to, what you want, what you already have possibly, or what you're willing to buy to go in and start to be part of the distribution phase, which is the 7-day origin event, right? So pick what you want. So the token price of Shield is $1. It's pegged to SCUSD. So this is right here. While I'm looking at that plus the 0% fee, the rest are 1%. It's not a lot, not a whole lot, right? So you're going through the 7-day event. You got to imagine, and let me show you a quick screenshot too of the inception, right? You're thinking, okay, what will this look like? Let me give you a quick little 8-second clip. That's what you're looking at. If you missed it, it was pretty close. It was pretty quick, but that's what's going to be the layout on these options. Again, I'll show you the clip so you can visualize, your options are laid out and how it'll look on the UI. So there you go. And the reason why I think it's good to show you is because, like, before I get into a platform, I literally visualize what it's going to be like and where I need to go and click and get in there, because the moment it goes live, the person that gets the contract in there first, the person with the largest amount, the person that knows game plans what they're doing, they make the most. They make the most. So going through these docs is important for you to go through them in game plan and visualize and see it ahead so that you have an idea of where you're going to be when the timer goes to zero, you're not just kind of running around like, what am I doing? You have your cards that you know what you want to play. Like you technically don't need to be dealt a set of cards so you have no idea how you're gonna play or what you're gonna get. You can be ready to go. Okay, let's say it launches Friday. Well, launches Friday. Want to get in the burn X pool, the swap X pool. You have that ready. Launch goes. You get into the inception room there, and boom, you're ready to go. And then you learn about the farms here, right? Was it the Camelot farms? Is what they call it. I'm saying it right, Camelot. So the point of these, it's like you're providing liquidity. So when you're providing liquidity in these farms, you're incentivized with the crazy APRs that you're going to see. And it is going to be powered by V4. It's important you know what V4 is because it's very powerful, right? This is going to be used for sustainability. Like if you've done a 2 fork before, anything along those lines, you're going to definitely feel more comfortable knowing that there's a new tech or sustainability that's going to be back in the system. So it's exciting. I can't wait to watch it play out. SwapX V4 model emits steady emissions, right? And pumps value into Shield and Night. It's going to light the fuse for the Coliseum boardroom launch, which we'll get to that next, and cementing stability and sustainability for the future. So I'm looking at this and going, hey, like I've played these games before, but with the tech behind it, with the teams behind it, with all the things to help with sustainability, it's about it's about jumping in with the position, getting into these printing available options, and compounding it, extract what I need, extract what I want. I always take profits when profits are there. I take them off the table, right? So, everyone's going to have a different strategy. Rewards and incentives, right? So, farms is your gateway to unlocking night rewards by providing liquidity for medieval different trading pairs. So, when you join the action, you're not just stacking profits, you're fortifying the medieval finance protocol, boosting market efficiency, right? The growth of the platform. You're going to make these pairs, these farms. You're going to see these crazy APRs, and your rewards is going to be night, right? And with night, the rewards are your war chests, as the Camelot demands a commitment to fuel the medieval protocol that build to dominate and endure. So liquidity pairs, you'll see they will begin with 2 different pools at the beginning, and liquidity will be utilized using SwapX. We'll strategically be adding partner protocols, tokens, liquidity pairs at a later time. The farms will be with Shield SEUSD, Night SEUSD, and you can see here it's all listed. So from there, you're like, all right, I'm printing a bunch of Night tokens, right? We'll sell it, we'll put it to work, right? You're putting your money to work in a sequence of events. You've chosen a token at the very beginning, the inception or the origin 7-day event. You've chosen a token to go in to go through that phase of emission to collect your shield. You are having the ability to take your shield, pair it up to the farm, and start to earn the night token. Crazy APRs during the night, and then you got the Coliseum, which is the boardroom. Some of you are very familiar with what the boardroom is and tombs and what they are, what their best abilities are. This is where a lot more magic happens too. This is the Coliseum, is what they call it, the battlefield, powering shield emissions. This is where night holders stake their tokens. All right. Claiming shield rewards during growth epochs. With every token lock, your resolve here doesn't just pad your holdings, it fuels the protocol surge, driving growth and anchoring sustainability. You got to picture you're staking your night, you're printing more shield. Right? You get your shield, right? Just throwing a strategy out there. Let's say you get 1,000 shield, right? Just an example. And you take that 1,000 shield, you convert half of it to SCUSD, and you pair it into the liquidity pair in the Camelot farms. That produces more night, right? Because you're compounding that position. You add that night to the Coliseum boardroom, which adds to your position there. that earns more shield. And you can keep repeating that over and over and build your Camelot farm position that earns more night daily compounded, adding more night to here, getting more of your shield token. So now that 1,000 turns into 1,200 per day. Then it turns into 1,500, 2,000, and you're starting to split profits and continue to split the rewards into breaking it into that LP pair and compounding your position. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, right? So the function of the Coliseum, right? I'm trying to explain I think a lot of you guys are, pretty seasoned, but some of you may never have seen anything like this. So the Coliseum is your one-stop spot for staking night, snagging some of these shield rewards. It's locked, single staking setup where you toss in your night, kick back, and watch the expansion rewards roll in. So the expansion rewards, like the epochs you're going to see here, happen every 6 hours where you would get that reward. Kicks off with a cool 0.2% expansion rate for the first epoch. 1 out. You can unstake after 6 hours. So every 6 hours you get paid out. And you have the opportunity to unstake if that's what you want to do, right? Because night will then have a demand on buy pressure when people see the amount of APR that night is producing in the form of shield, right? The APR and with the price of shield, what the price is going to be at if you're producing, $1,000 per day in it, and you start earning 2,000, you start telling your friends, and people start understanding, like, oh, this is printing, hard. People are gonna not only go to the farm per night, they'll probably buy it right off the market, possibly, and the price will be volatile. But it's going to be an exciting time when this kicks off. You're going to see price action, and that's what's going to, you're going to see the price action affect what you see on ranking on Deck Screener. We're going to see the chart, FOMO. You're going to see periods of ups and downs. It's very it's a very good feeling when you start to print and it becomes house money. So how you're going to turn that into house money? Join me in the members only. Price of a copy, $2.99 a month. We'll put those strategies together when the launch happens to tell you what I would do as not being a financial advisor, but what I would do and what I will do. And we'll educate the crowd on how to get that done publicly as well. And just, show everything, like the dashboard, everything, express everything to you guys to show you where these opportunities are. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a fun time. I can't wait. And all the thing that makes me excited is like the SwapX partnerships, the rings, all those things that are bundled up. I couldn't get it better. By staking your night here, you're balancing emissions, beefing up the ecosystem, and scoring rewards that coincide with the medieval big picture expansion plan. Jump in, stake up, ride the wave of medieval's long-term growth. And then you have bonds. Good old bonds, right? So people really get it can be a confusing process, but once you get in, if you've never done it before, you're going to go through a sequence of events, right? You're going to understand your compounding your position, farming, you're compounding your night position, one print your one, right? Then you have the box here. So, and this is all has to do with the stability of the platform. So what this is it's like that friend who borrows cash and never pays you back, meaning trouble from the jump. The pitch is simple. When the peg's underwater, you trade base tokens for bonds. Burn the extras and hope it jacks up the value. Later, if the peg bounces back, you can cash those bonds for a bonus. In theory, sounds like a great idea, but in reality, it's a terrible move. Those bonds stack up a debt, and the protocol has to shoulder. And after hundreds of protocol failures, it's obviously they don't fix much, and they just take confidence and momentum. We've seen it happen every time, right? So picture this: the peg's back. Instead of night holders popping champagne and protocol stuck paying off bond holders first, that's a momentum killer. So medieval is ditching bonds to focus on real growth. No more debt traps. You see? this right here was taken out. So you think of bonds being a big part of the Tune ecosystem for all these years, right? Turns out to be like the nail in the coffin, like the death trap, the part where things spiral out of control. Interesting that they eliminated that, right? This is cryptocurrency. I love the experiments and all the things that come with it, but this is going to be a part of like removing something, like extracting the cancer, right? And the only way you can find out that this was a cancerous like addition or feature is living through it over and over and over. Most of us have gone through this process like way too many times. And knowing it's going to fail, but going through Genesis with protocols that are just straight forks that have no big partnerships, they're just going to print during Genesis, print in the boardroom. You cash out, you bleed the system through the bonds and all those features, and you're just on your merry way, and people are left in the bag. There's a lot of like holes in the ship that kept launching that never plugged them. Not only never plugged them, never just fixed the hole. This is a hole right here in the ship that eventually sinks the Titanic. That was just like, we're fixing that hole. We're not going to, we're going to plug in different areas and fix different areas and just make a better ship, right? And a lot of these protocols fork with the holes there, just so that the developers and the early investors can make money and just let it sink, because that's what everybody knew was going to happen anyways after seeing it happen several times. So there is some important game theory and tricks up the sleeves that have been done that I'm really excited for, right? So shield token, read about that. A peg token, right? Game plan. There's more that you can read to go through, like for like the health of the protocols too, like people that follow different strategies, like the 50-25-25 strategy. I'll read that to you really quick. Different strategies help with the growth, sustainability is why people go out there and pitch these. But like it's best practices to continue to compound and take profit. So the growth phase, expansion, right? You can read about all these different strategies, but Camelot farms stake liquidity pairs like Shield SUSD and Knight SCUSD to earn Knight rewards. The Coliseum stakes Knights to earn Shield at rates determined by market conditions in our team. So where different strategies come into play based on your own personal risk management and tolerance, after strategically running through different scenarios and through testing, we recommend the 50-25-25 strategy, where 50% of the allocated resources to the protocol are Shield SCUSD in the Camelot farms. 25% is allocated to the Knight SCUSD, also in farms, and 25% in the Knight single staking in the Coliseum. We strongly recommend taking profits regularly. We recommend selling at least 33% of your Knight. The mission is to balance personal gains with protocol health and sustainability. Where Shield is overpegged, sell some Shield to earn from the Coliseum. It's actually healthy and prevents oversupply and stabilizes the protocol. This is your protocol, guys. These are everything is community driven. Everything is community driven. So as a community, you preach it the right way. You guys do it the right way. You extract at a healthy rate. You follow these moves, right? And you got 100 people. And 85% of them follow this strategy, you're going to be all right. You keep a printer going for a long time. Now, if you get to 95%, that's where the real money like starts to be like compounded, right? You're turning this printer on at full speed. But to keep it going, to keep it healthy, to keep paying yourself and keep increasing your position so that you're paying yourself and you're giving yourself a raise by continuing to participate and add to these positions and add to them strategically with the 50-25-25. They just gave you the blueprint right here on what will work as a whole, what would be everyone's got a different strategy, but people are going to want to do what's best. People in crypto that combine, their money into pools and do different things. That's okay, but that the majority follow these steps, it's going to be one happy community of people. And once they realize this is when magic happens, that other players are doing this, and they wake up in the morning and they look at their printers, they look at their what they have in the Coliseum printed for them in the farms, and they see it growing, and they know that other people are strategically doing the same thing. It prevents panic. It does. There will be people who just print and leave. That's okay. But there are going to be people here that can position themselves, and there's going to be possible high TVL that keeps sustaining with all these different features, all these different partnerships, and the V4 technology, the removal of bonds. There's a lot at play here that can work out nicely. Big brain features. I didn't see this part. Arthur's Reserve Treasury, liquidity rehypothecation. There's just some other things going on, right? There really is. Big brain features. So I'm just reading this for the first time. I must have missed this. Pagnability Vault. It's called the PNV. Dynamic Coliseum Emissions, LP, Rehypothecation, Arthur's Reserve. Medieval is not your regular tune fork with zero utility. We have big brain features. I like that. Let's see. So let's look at the PNV, the Pagnability Fund. Pagnability Vault represents a fee monetization for Shield to have real backing in these SCUSD compared to similar models. A claim fee has been introduced, paid in S on Camelot Farms, and it is dynamic. This allows capital to flow into Medieval PNB wallet, which turns enables us to support Shield, being on a much more stable level backed by SCUSD funneled back into the protocol. This fund will strategically be used for peg stability and backing. The goal is to have 100% backing one-on-one with SCUSD. Keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. And you know what? After all these years, right? It's about damn time. It's about damn time somebody comes and just does some different stuff and adds different features, removes different features, get rid of the dead weight with the bonds. It's about damn time because people are just continuing to just literally fork and release the failed concepts, the failed features, the things that didn't work, right? And just going down. Dynamic Coliseum emissions with sustainability and taxability in mind. The expansion rate is dynamically adjusted. This ensures Shield emissions are flexible and always varies. It will always adapt to current market conditions and the protocol's overall peg health. Arthur's Reserve Treasury. So these are features are just so barely right now. Barely. Let's take a look here. Looking at the chat really quick. Arthur's Reserve Treasury. So Medieval's goal is to bring maximum value to the medieval finance community. Your focus is sustainability, security, and growth. Treasury is designed to be actively managed and invest in opportunities that align with the interests of the medieval community. The Treasury's goal are to increase the value of Shield and Knight over time, providing long-term sustainability and support the community. Treasury will utilize protocols installing ecosystems like SwapX, Rings, ICHI, with additional DeFi apps and opportunities. The Treasury is a war chest and can be used for bribes, giveaways, marketing, integration listings, and audits. And then they have the liquidity hypothecation, right? Medieval optimizes yield by strategically staking users' deposited LP into SwapX farms through the Treasury. While users earn nightly rewards from Camelot Farms, the protocol is simultaneously staking their LP tokens to generate additional earnings like SwapX or trading fees. This action enhances rewards, strengthens sustainability, and maximizes the efficiency of staked assets. The protocol is earning money, right, on the back end for sustainability. That's important. Imagine running a business with no profit, like a true nonprofit. long is that going to last? You got to ask yourself. Let me open up a store, and we're going to have no. Not only are we not going to profit, but we have no other sources of income. So even a nonprofit's got to have some sort of income to feed the engine. 1 hour ago. Oh, snaps. The inception commencement. Oh, there we go, right there. I posted this in the group right before the video. I'm an idiot. I didn't realize the inception until it didn't hit me. Put two and two together. Let me go to R2R. Shout out to the R2R. And pin that so these fools know. These people, these good people. All right. I call everyone fool. But not like I don't mean it in the bad way. Bonds were always jumped to get stuck back holding the bonds and can't sell them. Yep. You already know. You already know. Join us. Oh, you got a date. You got a date. March 28th, people. 6 p.m. EST as we embark on a normal journey. The inception commencement. Our inception event heralds a new era. As traditional finance crumbles before the might of innovation join the witness, the historic shift. Woohoo! You got it right there. Join the battle. It's going down in the DM. It's going down in the DM. Woo! So, hey guys, you got a date and time. I didn't even realize that. I gotta change like that in the title of the video or something. All right. Before we get out for the day, we did want to go take a look at the plot. My plot on petroleum. Oil is on fire. Fire. Right? So don't forget, guys, token that I've been accumulating with the crew. Before everything goes down with Medieval and the 28th. Been buying it up, Burn X. Got my swap X. I'll be ready to go. Right? And we're going to talk about oil. I mean, the oil that keeps on printing. Woo! $2.75. Thank you, market. Thank you to the market. I don't know what's going on, man. I always used to say as a kid, what's that got to do with the price of tea in China, right? Who $88,000 Bitcoin. We got a $2,000 Ethereum. Solana's up to 142. Now this could be a bull trap and all that. But let me enjoy it. I don't know. But oil is $2.75. The link is in the description. I made a video about this. I've been talking about it for weeks. Right? That during the hard times, I went and bought a plot. I've been playing this game so that I don't get so emotional over on the Pulse Chain Network. I've been playing this game as I watched my farms and positions build up on Sonic. And I've been printing. But I woke up this morning and I realized I haven't been keeping up with my pumps. Look how many I got. Oh my God, look at all these pumps I have that are not doing anything. I need to upgrade them right now, or they're clogged. So let me collect some oil. We got a little bit of oil. Collect. It's gonna cost me 50 per. 50 per. So I'm gonna collect that oil right there. I've done one upgrade already. It was like 100 oil. Well, take a look at Paint Swap though. Take a look at how much these bad boys are going for. It's crazy. It's nutty. It's nutty. I freaking love this game. So I just collected 55 oil or something. I'm gonna need to spend it right away because when they got these little marks up here, they're clogged. They're not producing anything unless you get them fixed. I'm gonna go to the easy pump management here. Fix this bad boy. Oh, what in the world? It's not updating it. It'll show here, but you literally gotta go refresh, and then it'll update so that you can come here. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna fix that clog, repair it. It's gonna cost me 50 oil per, but I'm printing it, right? So that one's fixed. And I got all these other ones that are fixed now. Damn it, Stumpy. So my plot rewards are only 115 oil per day until those are fixed. But I got like a 15% bonus on my lab, 60% bonus on my plot boost for the towers. I think I'll show you those really quick. But once I fix these other ones, really repair them. Like, oh, let me refresh it again. All I gotta wait for it to do is print more oil, right? And then I'm gonna be able to come here, collect it, upgrade them, right? But these towers, these ones right here are the best ones. They cost 50 each, 50 oil each, which I didn't pay 50 oil. I started my plot, got the bonuses. Like I paid for these, and then I paid for some pumps. Now everything that gets upgraded is from what I'm printing, right? So I bought these 50 each. Yes, I bought the plot. These boost your plot rewards by 10%. You can only get 3 of each. So 10%, 10%, 10%. That's 30. These ones right here, the Derek new gen towers, those are 50 oil each. These ones right here, you can only have 3 as well, or 20 each. 5%. That's 15% bonus each. Plots are sold out. Plots are 100% sold out, right? And with me, I'm going, like, for example, I just fixed this one, right, for 50 oil. But I do have an interest in selling this on Paint Swap. So I figured this. On my next 50 that I produce, I'm just going to buy a new one. Okay? And then I'll wait for another 50, buy a new one. And another one will probably get clogged. It takes like 2 days for them to clog. But I want to get more, so I get another bonus increase from the generator, right? I need 20 more pumps. I also need to upgrade so that the reduction in clogging of my pumps, like you can see here, durability is 2 days, rewards 28.28 C oil per day, 56.56 ROI. So at the rate they get clogged, like you can do these different upgrades here. We go to the home page, and these plots are sold out. You gotta go Paint Swap and buy them. Let's see on this plot here. Which plot am I? Oh yeah. Okay, so for this plot from this wallet, I have level 1. Level 2 is going to cost me 250. I'll get a reduction of 50%, and then level 3 will get me a reduction of another 50%. Clogs have no more impact. I'm not there yet. I want to get level 2, 30% boost on my overall plot. But I want to get the boost first. I produce more oil, and then I can come here and then boom, bang this out. So I would have done things differently. It was a learning curve for me, but now, hey, now I have a plot. If we go to Paint Swap, that I'm noticing a lot of people didn't get it either. So look at these plots that are for sale right now. All right, hold on. Let me cut Telegram off really quick. All right, look at these plots that are for sale right now. Right? So, Jesus, Mary. Like, look at this one. This guy was listed at 500K, but you got to think about it. The plots are sold. But he's got maxed out Nero Derek towers. He's got a lava plot, which is the highest earning bonus in the game for plots. He's maxed out on the Neo Derek towers and the regular Derek towers. He's got 94 oil pumps, right? Rarity, if we go back to the rarity, is like, where's the rarity? Where's that plot again? That's not, it's 790, right? That's probably one of the best plots you've seen in the game, but you never know what they can go for. We've seen board yacht NFTs go crazy, like no utility. They never, board yacht apes never earn money other than when the airdrops happen and then when you can stake. He's got utilities as far as earning passive income right now if you manage it the right way. We'll look at mine. I put mine for sale because my rarity's ranked at 341 in the world, but out of all the plots there, right? So I listed mine for 5,250. I'll bring it down, but I don't want to. No, I'm going to keep increasing it because, like later, when I get another 50, I'm going to add another pump. So people are going to see that this is 11 pumps, right? And they're going to come and they're going to buy it. If you buy it, you realize that you can't buy a plot anymore. So they buy it, they fix the pumps, whatever they have to fix, and then they start going for their ROI, strategically doing what they want. Maybe they'll flip it later, right? I put that for sale. There are people that are farming plots that minted a bunch at the beginning that are micromanaging like 4 or 5 plots that earn like 10 grand a day. It's ridiculous. But I think like the biggest thing here is flipping your plot for what you want to end with. Because at some point, you don't have to keep spending money if you want to keep up and make it. You would have to spend more money if you want to have a better listing, like that guy with the 500K plot. I would imagine he bought a lot of stuff and set himself up. I bought things and I let things produce and built off that. But for that reason, he'll make more money on the back end when he sells it. When there's a very high demand for the best plot, which is a lava plot in the game, with 94 gold pumps. Like, come on, probably a bunch of upgrades. Someone's gonna want that shit. He'll probably end up selling it, like probably at the peak of like what's going on with this token and the difference of a play to earn game and what's going on with the price. The dude will probably end up selling it. Somebody will probably offer him like 50 grand for it. You'll see. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I've got to get generators unlocked, adding more pumps. Yep, that's what I need to do. Links in the description if you guys want to join that. It's exciting times, man. I mean, what can I say? Can we jump over the post real quick? Oh, it's time! We'll jump over there real quick. Remember, let's go. I did give me some beast last night. I left Flexmas. I said, you know what? Santa just never brought me presents on Flexmas Fridays. And I was like, man, I wasted too much time. I swapped it out for some beast. I'll keep adding to that position as time goes on. But we'll talk about that in the members only tomorrow. You know, Santa just did it. Maybe I just was a bad boy. Santa's like, why'd you show Flexmas? You're supposed to show Beast, Thomas. F you. Note taken. But if you look at the ROI and Beast, we'll talk about this tomorrow's members video tomorrow about 9 o'clock. Christmas is every day with Beast. Till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, no.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Crypto talk with Thomas G.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including heat.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including. Got me on Navex and bought me some Joe. Farming go crazy, you know how it goes. Zoopy on Phantom, I got a few notes. Sticking my Rex, you know I'm gon' hold. Getting these calls from the dog pound. Buy my dot for the next round. Now I'm coming up off the compound. Got my drip off the rebound. Getting these calls from the dog pound. Buy my dot for the next round. Now I'm coming up off the compound. Got my drip off the rebound. Crypto talk with Thomas G.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including heat.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including heat.
Yeah, dog.
Bringing heat, mining sprees, and we're farming all around, including